Hello everyone and welcome to the Victory Forge. Today I'm going to be using my FlashForge 3D printer and some yellow PLA filament to create Charizard and Pikachu, and then they will have an epic battle of flame and lightning. I divided this job between 3 separate prints, starting with Charizard's Blast of Fire, which is the base and the longest of the 3 prints, at just under 11 hours. Next up were my actual Pokemon, printed in 6 different pieces and coming in at about 5.5 hours of print time. And for the final of the 3 prints, I switched to a clear PLA to print Pikachu's lightning bolt, and this print took just under an hour. Hot off the printer, the next step was to try and remove all of the supports without breaking the prints in the process. With all of these small pieces, it was fairly intense, and in the end, I still ended up breaking off a few small pieces of the Fire Blast. Now that the pieces are free from their supports, it's time to do some painting. I started by spraying the fire with some flame orange and then moved on to flooding all of the cracks in the ground with a glowing red. With all of the cracks painted, I continued to brush on more reds, oranges, and yellows in as organic a fire pattern as I could manage on the flames. Now that my flames were heating up, I could turn my attention to making it look like the boulders were melting. I used a graphite gray and then dry brushed on nutmeg browns and granite grays to finish the base. Moving to the Charizard figure, I used some small dowels to glue in some support for the wings to attach to the body and let Charizard fly high to search the sky for some powerful opponents, the last shadow they'll ever see. Next, I used some hole filler to cover all of the seams and then sanded him smooth before giving him his signature orange main body color. With the orange of the main body finished, I moved on to the wings, using some desert turquoise for the main body of the wings and a little bit of darker turquoise to emphasize the wingers and shadows. I rounded out the model with some buttermilk color for the belly and feet, and lastly I added in the final details in the mouth, eyes, claws, and teeth. With our flying fire, not dragon, finished, I could move on to our electric mouse friend. I started by coating all of the lightning bolts with a glow-in-the-dark yellow. Next, I moved on to the figure, starting by covering him with some hole filler and sanding to make it very smooth, then adding a base coat of yellow before moving on to the details. And in my first attempt, I ended up with a demonic, soul-stealing Pikachu about to go all Shensun on Charizard. After exercising the demon, Pikachu was looking more fierce and less possessed. I then used some UV resin to give both Pokemon some shining eyes, and then took everything outside to give it a final clear coat finish. Once the clear coat had dried, I brought Charizard to life by giving his tail flame, and then fixed him to the base before finishing with adding all of the lightning bolts and our little Pikachu friend. And with that, it is time to battle. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed making it. I am super happy with how it turned out, especially the fire and lightning effects under the Blacklight. If you liked it, please don't hesitate to like, comment, subscribe, or even check out some of my other videos, and we'll see you next time here on The Victory Forge.